100 years ago, Jules Verne wrote a book about a voyage to the moon. His spaceship, Columbia, took off from Florida and landed in the Pacific Ocean after completing a trip to the moon. It seems appropriate to us to share with you some of the reflections of the crew as the modern-day Columbia completes its rendezvous with the planet Earth in the same Pacific Ocean tomorrow. First, Mike Collins. Roger, this trip of ours to the moon may have looked to you simple or easy. I'd like to assure you that that has not been the case. The Saturn V rocket, which put us into orbit, is an incredibly complicated piece of machinery, every piece of which works flawlessly. This computer up above my head has a 38,000-word vocabulary, each word of which has been very carefully chosen to be of the utmost value to us, the crew. The switch
This engine fires for 12 minutes.
Just thinking, I think this is the first burn in the vicinity of the moon that's on this side.
Hey, sequence camera coming on.
First descent propulsion system burn on this side.
No, any burn of any magnitude at all. We'll see all of our corrected burns around the back side of the moon.
Oh, yes, that's right. On Apollo 10, they came on up to apogee and then fired.
Yes.
To go into the, that's right. And by that time, they were on the far side again.
Eagle Houston, if you'd like to try high gain pitch 212, y'all 37, over.
We've got a minute and a half.
I think I've got you on high gain now. Roger. Coming up on 1 minute to ignition.
1 minute to ignition and 13 minutes to landing.
Get the angle, though? I let them in to use them before we are around. Roger. Pitch 212, y'all plus 37.
Don't know that we could take the tension if they decide to go around again.
On defense.
40 seconds.
Number?
30 seconds.
Current altitude about 46,000 feet, continuing to descend.
I'm just wondering, as
15 seconds.
Newell Trask is sitting here with us, how the moon looks to him as we're coming over. Do you think that's the right place?
Yes, that looks like the right place.
We should have a countdown now.
Lights on. One, two, ignition 10%.
Ignition 10%. 10% throttle, I suppose that is, Wally?
Yes, it'll be programmed up as as they get closer to the surface. I think you have that data there. Yes. That's interesting. Maybe we're having a little ionic disturbance from the engine at this point. No problem, just the fact that it might be trouble getting communications through the plume.
Well, it would mean then that we would not have communication with them in this critical 12 minutes.
We lost them. Tell them to go aft on me, over.
Our animation shows the engine firing. The lunar module is proceeding from right to left on your screen.
I'll leave it in flu. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in flu. Okay, you should have me now, Houston. Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over. Hey, Eagle, that looks good. Eagle, Houston, everything's looking good here, over.
I think you can hear a little excitement in Charlie Duke's voice.
Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18. Copy.
Yeah, communications lab, we're in really good shape again.
Action things agree very closely. Roger.
Great.
10 minutes to the touchdown. Oh, boy. 10 minutes to a landing on the moon.
Rate on. Altitude's a little high.
I think it's been almost 10 years since we've been trying to do this.
Now,
2 minutes, 20 seconds, everything looking good. We show altitude about 47,000 feet.
Yeah.
Now, in about 4 minutes from now, they will get their first look at the landing area. So far, now, their heads are
Getting a
down.
little fluctuation in the AC voltage now. Roger.
They're,
50 meter maybe, huh?
they are face down, windows down,
You're still looking good. It's coming up 3 minutes.
their feet forward.
That remark on that AC voltage was a meter possibly. The ground is not concerned with it.
Thanks.
Still good.
They roll now to the windows up position,
The vision check downrange to us to be a little long.
as you just saw. In about 3 minutes now, they get that first look when they pitch up, going to more of an upright position. And they can look forward out their windows toward the landing site. At that point, they'll be about 3.5 miles high, making about 103 miles an hour forward with about 13 8/10 miles to go.
I think it's going to stop.
Seven minutes, 45 seconds to landing.
You're a go to continue all at 4 minutes. Roger, you're a go to continue power descent. You're a go to continue power descent.
That's another major milestone.
Altitude 40,000.
This is a
Eagle
go,
Houston, we got data dropout. You're still looking good.
no-go decision at that point. They could abort the landing at that point if there had been a no-go decision. Got about 68 miles to go. Seven minutes left before landing.
Okay, we got good lock on.
They're at about
Altitude lights out.
35,000 feet high now.
LH is minus 2,900. Roger, we copy. That's the Earth, right out our front window. Houston, you're looking at our Delta H. That's affirmative. Program alarm. Looking good to us, over. 1202. 1202.
Good radar data. Altitude now 33,500 feet.
Hal wasn't too far off.
I suspect that Hal may be just about right by the time
Give us a
Doug
reading on the
Ward
1202 program alarm.
relays that to us, so he's probably a few
That's a
seconds
thought,
behind.
yeah.
Roger, we got you. We're going at alarm. Roger, 330. 6 plus 25, throttle down. 6 plus 25, throttle down. Roger, copy. 6425.
We're still go, altitude 27,000 feet.
Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 up. Roger, copy.
What's this alarm, Wally?
It's a go case. Just
Houston,
apparently
we'll
some
monitor your Delta down beautifully.
function that's coming up on the computer as a
Delta
verb.
H look good now. Roger, Delta H is looking good to us.
A verb-noun combination, no problem as I see it.
Throttle down on time. Roger, copy, throttle down. Throttle down. Better in the simulator. Right.
They say it's better than the simulator. That's consoling.
Nice, and things look real close.
Crowds around this country and all over the world are watching this, listening to these
Altitude
communications
now 21,000 feet, still
as
looking
closely
very
as
good.
we are. This is the International Arrivals Building, Kennedy Airport, with a big display board there. They see
Velocity
these
down
pictures.
now to 1,200 feet per
You're
second.
looking
This
great,
is
Eagle.
Disneyland in California.
Okay, I'm still on flu, so we may tend to lose as we gradually pitch over. Let me try auto again now, see what happens. Roger.
He's talking about the high gain antenna.
Okay, looks like it's holding. Roger, we got
good.
good data.
Makes the job easier.
They're down to just 14 miles to go in 4.5 minutes.
7 minutes, 30 seconds into the burn.
4.5 minutes left in this era.
Altitude 16,300 feet.
Oh, boy.
This great the way the communications is
Houston,
working.
it's descent to fuel to monitor, over. 72.
Altitude 13,005. Velocity
Going down
9,100
fast.
feet per second.
Made it, switch over time, please, Houston. Roger, stand by. You're looking great at 8 minutes.
Correction on that velocity, now reading 760 feet per second.
It's the P64. Good.
760 feet per second on the way down. That's pretty slow for space flying.
It is. It's as slow as man has ever flown in space.
It sure is.
Vital says we're go, altitude 9,200 feet.
8:30, you're looking great.
They're just about
Descent rate 129 feet
approaching
per
high
second.
gate.
We copy.
That's the 7,600 foot level. 1.4 miles high when they get down to a speed of 98 miles an hour, and they're just a little under 5 miles from the landing site. At that point, they can pitch forward, get a really good view of the
Eagle, you're
landing
looking
site.
great. Coming up 9 minutes.
At that high
We're now
gate,
in the approach phase, everything looking good.
as they're inside the high
Altitude
gate,
5,200 feet.
5,200 feet, less than a mile from the moon surface.
Manual attitude control is good. Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Oh, great go.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Time alarm.
3,000 feet. Ooh. Delta landing, meaning they're on their spot, huh?
Roger, 1201 alarm. We're go. Same tide. We're go. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees.
Listen to these communications, too. We're getting this readout perfect.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude 1,600.
Oh, this is...
They've got a good look at their site now. This is the critical
1,400
time. They're going to
feet,
hover.
still
They're
looking
going to
very
make a decision. Apparently, they're go
Roger,
with it.
1202. We copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees.
Oh, the data is coming in beautifully.
100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30. Down at 15. Take 400 feet down at 9. Gate forward. 1050 feet down at 4. 36 and a half down. They're tagged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. And 1.5 down. 70. That's your shadow out there. 50 down to 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 160 feet, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. Good. 120 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. 75. Okay, 75 feet. Car's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. Good. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. 6. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm on.
We're home.
413 is in.
Man on the moon.
We copy you down, Eagle. Houston,
Oh, jeez.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Woo.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. You're
Wow.
looking good here.
Boy.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. After I'm on, take care of the descent. I'll get the stuff prepared.
Wally, say something. I'm speechless.
I'm just trying to hold on to my breath. That is really something.
Very smooth touchdown.
Kind of nice to be aboard on this one, isn't it?
You know, we've been wondering what this guy Armstrong or Aldrin would say. He stepped foot on the moon, which comes a little bit later now. And just to hear him do it, we're left to absolutely with dry mouths and speechless.
Hey, it looks like we're bending the oxidizing up. Roger, Eagle, and you're safe for T1. Over. Eagle, you're safe for T1. Roger. And where's him safe for T1? Roger, and we see you bending the ox. Roger.
It's a great simulation of what you can see there, if you could see us.
That little fly speck is supposed to be a limb.
Gee, they must be in a perfect position, upright. We've heard no complaints about their position.
Just
They
a
landed right.
Just a little dust. Even that concern was
Yeah.
erased.
Wow. And there they sit on the moon. Just exactly nominal, wasn't it? Exactly as a flight plan all the way down. Man planning this thing on the surface of the earth. My golly. We're done.
You know, it's funny, too.
Copy,
This,
now 60, now 43. Roger, we have it.
Yes, sir. I read Columbia on the high gain.
Roger, we ring you 5 by Columbia. He has landed Tranquility Base. Eagle is at Tranquility, over.
It's interesting that they're referring to it as Tranquility Base.
Well, good show.
That was a confirmation to Columbia.
Stop reset.
and people have the audacity to say there's not much new going on these days. I think that one's erased for a long time.
I'd like to know what some of those kids we
The next
talked
major
to.
stay, no stay, will be for the T2 event. That is at 21 minutes, 26 seconds after initiation of powered descent.
Columbia went up telemetry command reset to reacquire on the high gain.
Copy out.
This is a 9-minute period that they have in which they could, under certain phasing conditions, take off again and make re-rendezvous within 2 orbits of the nominal.
Yes.
But they're not. They now have the stay for that period, so they're apparently not even considering leaving again at this time. They
We
got
have an
another.
unofficial time for that touchdown of 102 hours, 45 minutes, 42 seconds, and we will update that.
Time which will be in the history books
Eagle
forever.
Houston, you loaded R2 wrong. We want 10254.
I'd like to know what those kids who are kind of poo-pooing this thing
Roger.
are saying right at this moment. I'd like to know what they thought in those moments when our mouths were in our throats. How can anybody turn off of a world like this?
Yep.
They had quite a bit of tolerance in that landing speed. They could have gotten up to almost 7 miles an hour, 6.8 miles an hour. The struts are made to withstand that. But they came in apparently right on.
Model 5515.2.
You heard those.
And in the right-hand portion of our screen right now, we can see Messier, Alpha, and Bravo with the light-colored rays streaming off in one direction.
I don't know if you can make out, but in the Sea of Fertility, there are a number of craters that are just barely discernible. Old craters whose outlines are just barely able to be seen.
Roger, I think we can make them out. The color really enhances our ability to discern features and craters over what we see in real time on our black and white monitor.
Right. At these low sun angles, there's no trace of brown. It's now returned to a very gray appearance, and like the acreage does, it has a look of plaster of Paris to it at this sun angle, which is completely lacking at higher sun angles.
Roger.
Okay, this is very close to ignition point for power descent. Just passing Mount Maryland. That's a triangular-shaped mountain that you see in the center of the screen at the present time, with the crater Secchi-Theta on top of the far northern edge of the mountain.
Roger, we're getting a good view of Mount Maryland and the Secchi-Theta. Roger, we're getting a good view of Mount Maryland and the Secchi-Theta.
And now we're looking at what we call Boot Hill. There's 20 seconds into the descent. The bright, sharp-rimmed crater at the very right edge of the screen, Censorinus T.
Roger, and for your information, your current altitude is 148 nautical miles above the surface.
I'm unable to determine altitude at all looking out the window. I couldn't tell whether we're down at 60 or up at 170.
I bet you could tell if you were down at 50,000 feet.
I wouldn't be surprised. We're passing some steep ridges here, the edges of old craters that were photographed by Apollo 10, and the crew of Apollo 10 was very impressed with the steepness of these ridges when they came over them at about 50,000 feet.
So, Roger, we can observe they're also steep even from this altitude. You got quite a shadow being cast by the sun at these low angles.
The entire surface is getting considerably darker than the surface as we looked at previously when the sun was quite high above us. The crater in the right crater in the center of the screen now, the smaller one, is Serena.
Roger, and we show you a little over 1 minute from the terminator at the present time.
How's the brightness of the picture you're receiving? I think we ought to open up the f-stop some as we approach the terminator.
Yeah, the brightness is still doing quite well. You can go ahead and open it up a stop or two. The automatic light level compensation seems to be working beautifully.
That's a good picture of Boot Hill.
Roger.
3 minutes and 15 seconds into the descent.
Roger, we're seeing Boot Hill now.
And the next crater coming into the bottom, that's Duke Island right there, and to the left, the crater, the largest of the crater near the center of the picture right now is Maskelyne W. This is a position check during descent at about 3 minutes and 39 seconds, and it's our downrange position check and cross-range position check prior to yawing over face up to acquire the landing radar. At this point, we would be unable to see the surface below us until getting very near the landing area.
Hey, you're watching NASA TV.